Boney Benson turned against himself and blamed himself for this ruin and loss. What did it mean? Had he been the agent of death? Was he the murderer? And after violent days of self-abuse, he chastised himself by destroying himself in the wildest passion in the grove of trees behind the house he and Allie had lived in. What he spoke out when he did this, what sermon he delivered to himself, no ear ever heard, but ear of tree and wind and grass. Who can ever tell that where no tongue is? He ran to Dr. Browder and cried, "See what I have done to myself." Dr. Browder saw blood on Boney Benson's hands, and when he looked to see, he saw this terrible sight. But Boney Benson was doctored, and he healed, and he became a changed, strange man. He changed into this tall, towery kind of a bony man, gone all to hair, they said, because his hair sprangled out like some Apache plume bush, wild and cottony, and he seemed as stalky as a sugar cane pole, and so gentle. He was an odd man to have in a town, in any place in this world, but he was gentle and harmless, for his harm was gone from him into a grave. It was further said by boys to each other when they were separated together in their own world and life by rivers and creeks, or in gins or deep green ditches, where there hovered over them always the signal of the exulting boy's life. Jumping up clear in the water and swimming naked, they cried to each other, "Look what a stake I've got." There was this excitement, there was this pride, this swollen pride, this ready danger. It was further told by boys that Boney Benson buried his member in the grave. Surely he must have felt this was the only way to reach his lost child, through the way of its beginning and no other. The last, as the first, gift and sacrifice to give. It was no other's, and no longer his own. He had knocked on Allie's breast and called to the child after her death. He had laid his head on her heart and listened for sounds of it. But there was no other way to reach this child that he had given her. Her death made him his own artifice of death. And certainly he said when he gave his self to the grave, "I will cry down to him with the cry of the cock, and I will look upon him with the eye of the old ancestor, where he lies buried in his grave of her flesh of dust, our buried image that rose but would not come forth. Seedling of the seed of myself, I have given him myself through your rose of sweet flesh. I have delivered him my message through the underground tunnel of your sweet flesh." And now he prayed, "Let my member turn to dust. He has no home but the house of dust, this poverty of dirt." He lay widened out over the dirt grave, imagining himself clasped to her, palm to palm, mouth to mouth, knee to knee, or thin as a line, narrow plank of flesh, he her light load. And when the curious and shamed and unbelieving people of the town came to look at the grave, they saw this human shape mashed into the dirt like a butter print, or the dirt so scattered and roiled that an armadillo might have been there in the night.